Okay, Ramblers, let's get rambling.
So here's our theater seating. May or may not replace that. This area here is going to be set up for movie shelving. Whether this gets replaced or not, I've got a console table that's going to go span the length of this behind. It might be right or just completely annihilate my reclining possibilities, especially since I'm going to put a coffee table here. I'm toying with the idea of removing this batch of cabinets here, going with media shelving, some wallnature stuff along here. This table and ottomans are going away. Might also put a wallnature here. I'm gonna do something with some kind of shelving along that lip for the slide out for book shelving. Do something similar in the bedroom, although it's not as versatile. Wallnature shelving probably in this corner here. I'll check how the fitment's going to be. I would love to put some kind of fixture here, but because there's no room between the wall and this door, that is unfortunate. So it might become pictures or a coat rack, some coat hooks on the wall. This cabinet is coming out. All this is going to be my entertainment center, the standalone shelving unit coming out from the wall along the edge of that in this stripped area here. That should bring me over to about here, where in this corner here we're going to put the pet door for the kitties. Refrigerator's coming out, being swapped with an apartment refrigerator. Downside I just discovered on the way out, which is a pain in the butt to get this thing removed, there's a solar panel up on the roof, and the wiring comes down through the roof behind the refrigerator down into this compartment down here, which is the furnace, and then snakes up somewhere in between here and this cabinet here, so you can't access it from here and you can't get into it from here. Now, the downside, my little hang up right now, is that wiring that's coming down from the roof passes through one of the cooling coils, actually literally through it to come down. So it is snagging, this can't come out, and I'm trying to figure out where I could possibly detach it. I'm guessing it might wire up to this here, so if I can get in there, maybe I can disconnect it, because I really don't have a clue how to use the solar thing. I gotta figure that out. I'm supposed to charge my battery, but this thing got delivered today with a dead battery, so I don't know what the deal is. There's no fuse in there, so I'm gonna have to do some consultation. Anyway, this is my new kitchen. Spacious counter space, I like it. This is going away, bare minimum. I'm playing with ideas now because I need to measure some stuff out once I get settled. The idea is to put some kind of desk here, and then if I eliminate this bay of cabinets, I'm looking at, this might be a little wonky for comfort, I need to kind of get a feel for it, but putting some kind of movie media shelving facing this way up against that wall, secured here. So basically floor to slide out ceiling coming out up against the theater seating, facing that way. Everything accessible from this side. I'm worried that that's going to be a little bit restrictive, making this feel a little too crowded. So alternatively, I'm playing with the thought that if I can find two items to go together, a wide but low sitting shelving unit for movies, or cabinet, something that is ideally in the neighborhood of 13 or 14 inches wide, and then filling the rest of this up, sitting on top of it, one of those appropriately width and length, or deep and wide, NSF wire rack shelf that the gaps you could see through, giving an air of more roominess, but at the same time wide enough to where I could have movies facing this way and then another stack facing that way for increased storability. This here, I bought 2 different media shelving units. They're about 3 foot wide. They're just gonna barely fit in there. And I think first they're 2 5-foot units, so one will probably come up to about here. The second one will stack on top of it, but I'm gonna have to make some modifications and trim it down because I don't have 10 feet here. Ceiling fan, yay. So that's that for environmental stuff, the new home, and potential filming studio and decor and so forth and so on. There's a lot of details I have to measure from here to here to see how far I can come out, conceivably no further than this so the drawers can open. So depending on a corner L-shaped shelf or a corner shelf, make sure I have enough space to maneuver, to sit, to pivot, to roll in and out, all that good stuff. So we'll see how that's going to play out. Bedroom upstairs, bathroom upstairs, 2 closets, nice. That has nothing to do with anything, but we can go ahead and take a peeky. Things are not copacetic right now. I'm looking at changing out the bed, so I've got this thing propped up. I'm looking at it, taking some measurements. Really nice full mirrored closet in the front. Really small TV in the bedroom. I'm going to have to address that. Even for bedroom viewing, that might be too small. I have a 22-inch that will, I guess I'm going to have to be careful about the light fixture in the ceiling. This is smaller than my 22-inch, but it fills the entire cabinet. So alternative mounting, flush mount on here, hopefully high enough that I can get my player in here. Possibilities to explore. We'll see. This window behind the head of the bed, very problematic. I'm going to have to seriously address that. Probably going to do some kind of modified framework to fill the bottom half of this. Framework, paneling, flush it, paint it, and then some kind of makeshift headboard to dress it. And then I will have window light and everything. Top half won't have privacy issues or temperature issues in the winter time with that cold glass being right behind my head as I'm trying to sleep. And I won't have blinds, closed blinds right behind my head being bumped all the time. This is a queen size bed apparently. It's going to go away for a full, because as you can see, there's not a lot of space on the side-by-side. A full will gain me 3 inches on either side. It's not a lot, but every bit counts in this kind of environment. And it'll be a little less deep as well, which will aid in the possibility of what kind of headboard I put here, so I can compensate. I've got plenty of space here, really, but a little bit more wouldn't be bad. Or again, it'll kind of zero itself out with the headboard-ish. Again, I don't have a whole lot of height here, but we're going to do some kind of bookshelf lip shelving on that. So forth and so on. I've got a second little closet here, which is really kind of cool. I think it's prepped for washer and dryer usage as a whole, but doesn't have it. I guess the hookups for that would be there. But it's going to be some great storage for me as far as that goes. I'm looking forward to that because that really helps, because upgrading from my old one of my losses was underbed storage. That's how deep it is to my knuckle. That's it, 3 inches-ish. Can't fit a whole lot in there. My old, because the slide out mechanism is underneath this plywood, I used to have the full depth and it was a wider base than this one. So being a bigger bed, it's kind of surprised that the base is, I think it was something like 6 or 7 inches narrower, and that's a shame. So I'd like to be able to gain some space, but I lose that storage. So good thing for big closets and secondary closets. Decent chest of drawers, which will help compensate for that. So yeah, some dumb guy. Okay. There's it. That's the preliminary tour where we're at right now. Updates to come. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.
Alan.